and we've got 3 left. They're coming around the bend. Suru comes in first. Cinderella and Rick are neck and neck. They're going for the finish line. Cinderella comes in first, so he'll be second, and Riddick will be the last one to connect. Whoever put their bets on Riddick for last place, well done.
Alright, here. Welcome. I hope you enjoyed the horse race, but this is Project Swift. Welcome to the DotA is Hard in-houses. Please check us out on Facebook under DotA is Hard. Please check out our YouTube channel under Project Swift, DIH. And please, oh please, check out our Twitch TV channel, which currently has nothing up, but when we can fix the Australian upload speeds, we will start streaming these games live. And that is under Project Swift on Twitch TV. Alright, so here we've got a captain's mode game. We've got 2 experienced captains with a number of fairly decent... we've got fairly experienced players here compared to other DotA is Hard matches we've had. Normally we're all about learning here in DotA is Hard, so we have a lot of new players. But this match we've got a number of fairly experienced players, so the action should be quite good. We've got EJ as our captain for the Dire team, and we've got Ted's T as captain for the Radiant team. So they will be doing the picks and bans, and they will be in charge of everything. So please join us, enjoy the game. Hopefully there'll be lots of good action, lots of good builds that we can comment on, look at, lots of mistakes that we can pick up and laugh at, and then hopefully learn from. That's what we're all about here at DotA is Hard. Also, if you have any friends who are currently still fighting with the balance issues of new heroes in when they're playing Heroes of New Earth, send them to us. We'll teach them how to play with DotA. And if you have a friend who has spent way too much money on the supposedly free League of Legends when he buys too many heroes and skins and things, please send them to us. We'll teach them how to play DotA. That's what we're here for. Australian based, of course. We'll be able to help out. Please come join. You'll be able to get in one of these, and you'll be able to get on YouTube while playing a game. Alright, so the bans quickly for the Dire. They have banned out Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter has been seeing a lot of play in Captain's Mode, especially in the DotA is Hard Captain's Mode games. He is a fantastic hero to pub stomp with, but one thing short of that, we've got a lot of new players here, so he's fantastic for stomping new players. Also Darkseer, good ban. He's a very, very solid support hero, and his wall, his ultimate is just brutal in team fights, can absolutely throttle people, and his vacuum pulls people out of position, especially with the massive team fight emphasis that we get a lot these days. Lots of tri-lanes, lots of massive team fights throughout the game, so Darkseer has that team fight presence. For the Radiant team, we've got banned Magnus and Undying, both, again, massive team fight presence heroes. Big strength, they have massive damage in team fights. Tombstone from Undying and the ultimate from Magnus can just shred team fights. So much crowd control. For the first pick, we've got Tidehunter from EJ on the Dire team. Tidehunter is good all-round hero, can go in any lineup. For the Radiant team, we've got a first pick of Nature's Prophet, followed by Pudge. Nature's Prophet will probably be jungling, can bounce around the map with teleport, and can just keep push up constantly with his ultimate. Pudge, again, we had a game earlier tonight where Pudge was picked. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be loading that one up because we had somebody who didn't realise that they had to go. So we got about 15 minutes into the game. There was lots of action where Pudge was involved. It was quite good. Normally we don't see him too often, to my understanding, in Captain's Mode's games, as Pudge is a fantastic pub stomper. He can easily pull people out of position, and they can. If you just pull one person out of the team, hopefully to carry, your entire team can wail on them while the other team sort of waits and doesn't quite realise what is going on. But I don't see Pudge too often in Captain's Mode, because Captain's Mode games, you tend to have that little bit more... you have a little bit more coordination with your team, so they can jump on him a bit quicker, and they can sort of control him. For the Dire team, we have picks from Tinker and Bane. We have picks of Tinker and Bane. Both good, solid, single-target heroes. Also the March of Machines from the Tinker goes well with the AoE from the Tidehunter, and Bane can be used to just pick out one hero, probably their carry, and just hurt them, pick away at their soul, and eat their brain as they stand there for 5 seconds or 7 seconds, however long it is, and just wail, flail. 5 seconds, 7 seconds with the Aghanim Scepter, so I'll write on both accounts. But yes, interesting picks so far. Also, a very underrated skill that I like on Bane is Enfeeble. Enfeeble is amazing early game. When you are versing someone like Tinker or Shadow Fiend is a fantastic one. If you cast Enfeeble on them, level 2 Enfeeble is fine. Reduces their damage by 60. Trying to watch somebody last hit with about 3 damage is just funny. It is really, really underrated skill. I love it. Hopefully we'll see it get used to good effect, and I'll be able to show you what we're talking about. So we've got a ban of Faceless Void from the DotA team. As you can see here, other than the Tinker, who's a bit of a semi-carry, the Radiant team, DotA team do not have a strong, solid carry yet. So they seem to be banning out decent carries on the Radiant team, so Faceless Void and Phantom Lancer, while conversely, for the Radiant team, you don't really see a support hero yet. So they've got a good ganker initiator, they've got a carry here, and they've got sort of semi-support, semi-carry, depending on how they plan on playing him. So they've banned out 3 supports of Shadow Shaman, Shadow Demon, and Ancient Apparition. The Ancient Apparition global capability with Nature's Prophet is quite scary as well. Also, the push with Shadow Shaman, Dragon Knight, and Nature's Prophet would have been quite scary as well. So 2 good solid bans from them. Just waiting on the last here from the Radiant, last ban here from the Radiant team, and then we'll continue on with the picks. But so last ban is Keeper of the Light. Goes against the theme of their bans so far, but that is perfectly fine. Keeper of the Light is a very solid support. They will probably be running Tidehunter as hard support, but Keeper of the Light can take that stress off Tidehunter, let him get his Arcane Boots and his Blink Dagger and possibly a Refresher, and then just let him jump in and fuck shit up. So, decent ban there. He's also a good counter pusher, which goes against what they're trying to achieve in this team here.
5 seconds remaining.
At this point, I would like to invite you to go check out all our previous games in our YouTube channel. We had some cracker games last week. I'll put a link in the video right here, so you can click on this link and head back and watch some of our other games. Last week we had an absolute cracker of a match where we had a guest casters of Sleepy and Claymore, or yes, guest casters of Sleepy and Claymore, and I was able to play in that match. It was stalemated up to about 55 minutes, so one point that match has one of the most interesting golden experience graphs I've ever seen in a match. So there was plenty of action, and at 55 minutes it was quite stalemated, so the plays got very creative from both teams. Last few picks here, so we've got DotA team has picked Rubik. Good, very good mid hero, can support, can do whatever he wants, has the Fade Bolt, reducing damage, very good at reducing the push of the Nature's Prophet, can stop his little treants from doing any damage to towers. It reduces reduces 16 damage, so that means the Nature's Call, they will do pretty much 5 damage to towers, which is not very much at all. Fantastic for stopping pushes. We've got a Lich, good, solid support. That's what they needed in this team, good, solid support. Also, the Chain Frost will, if the Dragon Knight can get to level 11, use his Elder Dragon to clear out the creeps. Then Lich can, as soon as the creeps are cleared out, Lich can throw Chain Frost into the heroes and wreck them, tear them to pieces. We've got a last pick here of Clinks for the carry. He is similar to Bounty Hunter. Good solid side lane. Good solid long lane because he's difficult to deal with. He has his Skeleton Walk, he can go invisible, run away from any real danger. So unless he gets nuked down before he can cast his Wind Walk, he can sneak away. forcing the enemy team to buy sentry wards in order to deal with him. Also, if you have Clinks with a Orchid Malevolence, he will be able to shred Lich, shred Nature's Prophet, shred Pudge, before they can cast any spells, and they won't be able to do anything. So, that will be interesting. Clinks will be an interesting character to watch. He's going to be quite fun once he gets a few items. And the last pick is Chaos Knight. So, a very solid strength lineup they've got here. It seems that I've been disconnected. I will reconnect. That was interesting. Hopefully that didn't happen to everybody else. My account is currently logged in somewhere. That was interesting. Okay. Alright, I'm watching people walk around. That was really strange. Your account is currently logged in elsewhere. Re-enter your password. One moment. I am very confused. Okay. Anyway, I still seem to be able to watch this, so we'll just go with it. That was very interesting. I'll bring up the Rhizometer. I'm probably going to have to contact Steam about what just happened, and you get to watch the whole thing. Fantastic. Alright, last hits and denies. Oh, something fun's going on here. They seem to be catching somebody up. Might want to catch somebody up, put some wards up. But I'll go ahead and call out who's playing what. So Ted's T, the captain, is going to be playing Nature's Prophet. Looks to be going jungling build. We got Dragon Knight going bottom lane. He's on the what is going on? Crap. Shit. Alright. Back in, just missed the first blood. They caught the Pudge out. Seems they caught the Pudge out. I was having some connection issues, unfortunately. Caught Pudge out here. First blood goes to the Tinker. Alright. I will continue calling. So we got Nuz playing Pudge, who just got cut out. That's one way to start a game, as you do. We got Chaos Knight being played by Reggie. He looks to be going top with the Lich. Good solid lane, good solid stun. And finally we've got Horns on the Lich, supporting the Chaos Knight. This will be an interesting lane here. Being able to pull them out of position, throw the stun down, and then massive nuke damage from the Frost Blast. One suggestion is go sacrifice early. If you go sacrifice early, right here when the creeps first spawn, if you cast it, you can sacrifice a creep, deny the enemies completely one creep of experience, and then by the time you get up here, you'll be able to cast sacrifice on another creep. So the very first creep wave, you're denying the enemy 2 creeps of experience, which is just amazing. Yeah, being able to deny that much experience from your enemies is fantastic. And then you're able to deny another creep completely. They get 0 experience for it once every creep wave. So picking up Sacrifice first and then going Frost Blast is fantastic. Good idea. Maybe consider it in the future. We've got Tinker being played by EJ. He's the captain of this team. Got his bottle very, very fast because of the first blood on Pudge, and is able to start rune whoring straight away, bringing his boots down on the chicken as well. So Pudge may have his work cut out for him, but we'll see how it goes. We've got Rubik being played by Cinderella. Guest player. I haven't seen Cinderella before, so he's a bit of a wild card. I'll be keeping my eye on him and see how well he plays. He's got good starting items, got an Observer Ward, put it up there, got some good regen, seems to be... I was unsure if he's taking farm from the Clinks. Yes, it seems that he's taking farm from the Clinks. That is a bit unfortunate. When you're playing supports, try and let your carry have all the farm. Try and let your carry have the last hits, and you keep the enemies off them. So you walk forward, harass them, keep them off. Pause has come out from Reggie, unsure as to why, but that will let me continue with this. We got... Seems as though the Chicken King may have crashed, but... not yet. yeah, unfortunately, with Australian internet, we all live, our group lives in a fairly remote-ish part of Australia, and we don't have fantastic internet. So we do have a bit of connection issues, but it is something we live with. Usually I edit them out of the YouTube videos, but yeah, it's just something we have to live with. So we've got Riddick on the Bane against the and not exactly on the Tidehunter, putting some massive harass into the Dragon Knight. Unfortunately, not exactly is a new player, doesn't know how that skill works. If he walked up and just waited for it, that skill, Nightmare, I'll explain it quickly for when he's watching it. Nightmare puts a unit to sleep, does 20 damage a second, and if you hit that unit, like attack that unit, they wake up and it puts you to sleep. So if you want to take advantage of it, you can knock them out of Nightmare by casting a spell on them. So if Not Exactly had have walked up, done Anchor Smash, it would have brought the Dragon Knight out of sleep and done some damage, and then they would have been able to finish him off with some few auto attacks. So we got Tinker wandering around, has picked up a Haste Rune, is probably going to see the Nature's Prophet out, but nope, runs straight past and is hoping to pick up the Dragon Knight here. Haste Rune's in, March the Machine, Zap, massive nukes, Tidehunter through nuking, Bane through the nuking, and unfortunately catches the Dragon Knight way out, just murders him. Too much nuke damage, unfortunately he's not able to stand up against it. Pings are going around everywhere. The EJ was caught out by the Pudge, but now the Pudge is being chased down by 3 heroes. Tinker has some mana, but won't be able to nuke him down. Good save though. The Tinker was in quite a bad spot. These two came from the lane, managed to come help him out. So we've got Nature's Prophet coming into the lane here, just pushing it up a little bit. The Dragon Knight coming in from behind. He needs to get into the lane and get as much farm as he can. Nature's Prophet needs to go back into the jungle unless Dragon Knight is having too much difficulty with these heroes, and then he may need a support down here. Depending on how top is going, it is possible that the Lich could go down and help the Dragon Knight, but I believe the Chaos Knight will have a lot of trouble if the Lich leaves him to it. Chaos Knight's skill build here, going Chaos Bolt, Reality Rift, and 1 point in Chaos Strike. I'm unsure how he's going to be leveling this, but I would suggest maxing Chaos Bolt and Reality Rift evenly. So getting 4 points in both of these before you even get your ultimate. I don't think your ultimate is worth it at level 1, but at level 2 it is quite a good spell. So if you put both of these to level 4, get 1 point in Chaos Strike and then level your ultimate twice. That is how I would build Chaos Knight skills. It's just the cooldown reduction on Reality Rift is too good to pass up, and the extra damage as well. Big stun, pulls him out of position, throws him up, Nature's Prophet teleports in, clinks, mashes him with some, picks him up, kills him, yeah, but absolutely mashes him with those searing arrows, and Rubik teleports away. Yes, how they chained those skills there was a little bit ineffective. So what could have been done first is the Lich could have Frost Blasted, put in a Frost Blast, does an extra bit of damage, getting the Chaos Knight close enough to do Reality Rift. So when you're Chaos Knight, you want to cast Reality Rift first. That will bring you two together, give you the extra attack damage, and then after you've put in your first attack, then you want to cast Chaos Bolt when you're right next to them. That way you get the maximum duration out of the stun for attacking. Pudge is looking to get a hook in on the Tinker, but doesn't find one. Tinker is keeping that harass up with the March and the rockets, pushing the Pudge back, fully taking advantage of that first blood on him that he got earlier in the game.
Mission middle.
Here Dragon Knight's got a few experience levels, is having a lot of trouble getting any money though. Both the Tidehunter and the Bane are under his level, but that is expected since he is solo, but they both have much more money than than the Dragon Knight. Top lane, we've got EJ coming top, hopefully trying to pick up a kill on either of these two. It'll be interesting to see which one they target and how they're going to go about doing it. Clinks has an Oblivion Staff already, has foregone boots, opted to pick up an Oblivion Staff. Rockets come in, a few Searing Arrows, laser, and an auto attack will do it. Picks off the Lich. So here we've got Nature's Prophet continuing to farm, has gone a fast Medallion of Courage. I would get, with the Nature's Prophet build, I would forego 1 level in teleportation and get at least 1 level in Sprout. Ooh, ultimate comes in from the Bane. Hook from the Pudge completely cancels the ultimate and kills the Bane. Completely catches him out. They've got a Sentry Ward here, so they would have seen the Nature's Prophet coming around. Bane would have thought, yum, free, easy kill, but unfortunately the Pudge was just too on top of it. Tinker comes in. Nature's Prophet walks straight into their face, unfortunately in a really bad spot. Is going to sneak away. Nope, dies to ultimate. Dragon Knight goes down to the Tidehunter as well. So that was a good double kill. Dire are leading this quite strongly at the moment. Radiant need to pull themselves together a little bit, shake off the first few kills. I think the first blood would have demoralized them a little bit, and given the here we go, the Lich being pulled out of position, massive damage being done by the Clinks. Lich limps away on 100 life after a few hits. Those Searing Arrows just do so much damage to that Lich. But that's what I'm talking about. They need to do things like that, try and catch them out, try and pull themselves together. Oh, they were Dire Team. I'm sorry. Dire Team have the advantage. Stop picking on them, Dire. Stop being so mean. But yes, at the moment, Dire Team are using their advantage. They have an advantage and they're pushing it. Chicken King seems to have come top with the Chaos Knight. Unfortunately, that seems like a bit of a bad idea, as now they're going to be splitting farm between their two carries. If I know it's difficult, but you need to keep your carries on different lanes. You need to sort of figure out which one of them has... That was a really poor choice of teleport from the Tinker. Teleported straight between two heroes. That just seemed poor. Maybe he didn't misclick, maybe he didn't realise what was happening. Nature's Prophet gets shredded by the Clinks, and then Bane comes in, casts his ultimate on the Dragon Knight, and Clink shreds him again. Good pickups there from the Dire. I'm going to slap Tinker in the face when I see him next for that teleport. But we're here to learn. That was a mistake. Learn from that mistake, kids. Alright then. I'm just going to have a quick look at the graphs. The experience is 3,000 in the Dire's favour. Not too much, that's easy enough to come back from. And the gold isn't even 3,000 in the Dire's favour. So despite the kills, the Dire aren't actually too far ahead. Good pickup on the Clinks. Yeah, they need to control him. Here's the carry, here's the entire carry for the Dire team. They need to control him as much as they can. Good pickup, that was a Sentry Ward, I think? Nope, that was a Dust, or just normal skills. But anyway, good pickup. Dire are looking to get revenge, lots of people are coming in. Pudge is here, hooks the Tinker in. The Bane needs to do something right now. Yep, sleeps him. He will Chaos Bolt, hopefully picking him up. Chaos Bolt, pick him up, something. Chaos Bolt, there we go. Oh, the Chaos Knight completely pulls him out of position. Good save by the Chaos Knight there. And now Suru has come in, the Clinks has come in, looking to shred a few people. Unfortunately, didn't see the Pudge. The Pudge does a few... yeah, hooks him as soon as he sees him. Uses his ultimate. Nature's Prophet pops a Dust, and Clinks get pulled out. That is very good. Good example of the Radiant managing to pull it together. They pulled it together. All 4 of them top, all 5 of them top, possibly. Did a few good team fights, got the advantage, pulled themselves up, and now they've picked themselves up by over 1,000 experience and over 1,000 gold as well. So that was a good fight. Little annoying rockets coming in from Tinker, doing a little bit of damage, annoyingly. Dragon Knight is caught out. Good run there. Nice teleport in. Oh, good sleep. Catches him out. Wakes himself up and sneaks away. Teleport in, TP support coming in from the Tinker. That was a good sleep by the Bane. I didn't expect him to get away from that, but that was a nice sleep. You can now, if you cast sleep on yourself, it makes you invulnerable for the first second of the sleep. So if you have a spell coming at you, you can nightmare yourself to dodge that spell. It will hit you and it won't do any damage. But after that 1 second has passed, you become vulnerable to spells again. And you, yes, if you get hit by a spell, it will wake you up, but deal full damage of the spell. But now you can wake yourself up with Nightmare. Only if you cast Nightmare on yourself, you can then cast it again to wake yourself up straight away. So that was a good use of that skill from Bane. Managed to sneak away on very little life. Managed to get out of the way of the, get out of the way of the Furion's attack. Yes, I am casting. That is the whole idea of these in-house matches. If I didn't make it clear enough, this is DotA is hard. We are casting here. We're aiming to learn from these mistakes. I will be recording these, putting them up on YouTube, and we can go back and look at it, improve our gameplay. We're also looking to improve the whole DotA community. We're nice people here. We're friendly people. We try and not rage when somebody fucks up. We just go back, learn from it, and that's what we're aiming to do. Little bit of a dead spot here. Both teams, DotA was pushing their advantage, and then Radiant have pulled themselves back up to an equal playing field, but both of them are a bit wary. They've realized what each other can do, what they're capable of, so they're a bit wary, hoping to... Oh, pulling a little sneaky move here. Ultimate, catching the Chaos Knight out completely. Few attacks, will follow it up with a Brain Sap, completely nails him. They can now take out this tower. Good little tower dive there, good little backdoor. Well played by you two. Suru, the Clinks, is continuing to farm. Got 2 Oblivion Staffs, has still Foregone Boots, which is perfectly fine. He has his Skeleton Walk to sneak away from things. Right now the Lich is trying to control the Clinks, which is a difficult job for a Lich. He's much more support. They need a sort of a semi-carry to carry person to stay there and try and farm top against the Clinks. Someone like Dragon Knight, or probably Dragon Knight would be best. Chaos Knight is getting to the point, the mid-game point, where he wants to run around and start hurting people, using his casual 4-second stuns to good effect. Speaking of, Chaos Knight currently, despite being level 8, does not have his casual 4-second stuns. You need to max out Chaos Bolt. Chaos Bolt is his bread and butter. Being able to stun someone for 4 seconds is scary. It hurts so much. That was a bit of a slow pickup by the Dragon Knight on there. Unfortunately, he should have just thrown Breath of Fire straight on top of that Tinker. Shouldn't have bothered walking over there and stunning. Should have just Breath of Fire. That way the Pudge could have got away a bit earlier and possibly lived through that march of machines. But good pickup there. That was a good hook on the Tinker. But I think this tower is going to pay the price. DotA are going to slap the tower around a bit and then bring it down. Alright, on the top lane, Chaos Knight is continuing his farm, looking to get an armlet. Missed the last bit there, but that is alright, we are learning. DotA have got some good wards up. Good wards up. They got 4 wards up around the map. Lines have been drawn, they're going to look for the Chaos Knight, but they won't find him. He's running away, knows what's going on. Radiant, I would suggest putting some wards up. That is one thing that new players need to learn, is picking up wards, get some map control. If you know where the enemy team are, you're going to die a lot less. So that is one critique for this point of the game. Chaos Knight has finally got his level 4 Chaos Bolt. Max that as soon as possible. Then max Reality Rift as soon as possible. Do it. They're both phenomenal skills. Fuck your Chaos Strike. Don't level Chaos Strike until level 9. Don't level your ultimate until level 10. Don't bother. They're both useless until you get some good damage under your belt. These skills are useful. They are very useful. Use them. Bane, being pulled out by the Reality Rift, does not have the mana to follow it up with Chaos Ball. Nature's Prophet's coming in, hopefully, yes, uses his trees. Could use, yes, uses his Medallion of Courage as well. Massive hook onto the Chaos Knight. Chaos Knight pulled completely out. Massive damage by the Clinks. Those Searing Arrows went... we have a disconnect here. Unfortunate. One day we'll have a game without disconnects. Yeah, so hopefully we'll get one game soon without disconnects. But those Searing Arrows absolutely shredded the Dragon Knight's armor. Doesn't matter how much extra armor he has, doesn't matter his regen. Clinks, his Searing Arrows, and the Awkward Malevolence just went straight through. He does so much damage. Very critical to control Clinks. He has almost no life. In the early game, he can be brought down pretty much by 2 nukes. If you can chain 2 nukes onto him, that will help massively. Hopefully, yes, Cinderella comes back. Awesome. And we can continue with this game. Alright then. Alright, continue on. Pudge is in interesting spot. Looks for a dire player, but they were all coming to fight him anyway. They're going to come to find him. Ultimate from the Tide Hunter picks up both of them. Lich completely pulled out of position by Rubik. Hook looking for... Ooh, that was a hook stolen by the Rubik. Looks for the Pudge, but didn't find him, unfortunately. Tinker taking a bit of damage from the tower. A few too many tower hits. And not enough March of the Machine hits on the creep wave. But that is alright. Looked for a few March of the Machines on the Pudge. Didn't find them. But now they've got 4 top. So it looks like they'll be going to nail this tower. Pudge was looking for hook on the Tinker. Ooh, massive damage. That was a breath of fire. Takes the Tinker down to almost nothing. He's going to teleport away. Rubik has hooked in the Nature's Prophet. They need to capitalize on it. They do capitalize on it. Suru doing massive damage with his Searing Arrows. Good attacks, good hook from the Rubik, completely catching the Nature's Prophet unawares. Now Suru wandering around on Little Life. Pudge is again looking for another hook when he pops out. Oh, catches the Cinderella out, catches the Rubik out. Tinker teleports back in. Nukes are happening. They're looking for the kill on him. They want to get the kill on him, but it doesn't look like Suru's running. No, he's stopping at the tower. Pudge sneaks away on Little Life, about 200 life. Suru should totally strafe nail this tower while somebody else tanks it. But no, he's scared of the Pudge. Runs away. That is all good. I'd be scared of the Pudge too. Pudge standing around on... No, flies himself up a hood, so he'll be regenerating all that health. Didn't need to go back to the fountain. Bane is pushing to bottom tower. Dragon Knight teleports in straight into an ultimate from Bane. Bane does have the Brain Sap to follow it up, but will be met with a stun and a Nature's Prophet. Goes down to the tower before putting... not before putting a Nightmare on the Dragon Knight though. Good pickup from the Dragon Knight and the Nature's Prophet. Good teamwork. Nature's Prophet is doing very well, being all over the map, being in important places. Pudge taking lots of damage. Will he go down? No, does not go down to the Awkward Malevolence, but the Lich does go down to the Clinks' Searing Arrows. They're still looking for push on this tower. Pudge taking a lot of damage from those March of the Machines. Got to watch out for those. Tinker is keeping up those March of the Machines. And a few Searing Arrows, but the Siege Creep steals the tower, as they always do. Yep, so Tinker putting down a little bit more, a few more March of the Machines, Suru getting a little bit more farm, but they'll probably be looking to back off here. Otherwise that may happen. That is all good though. That is what Pudge does best. Sees somebody out of position, out of health, capitalizes on it with a massive hook, dealing 400 pure damage, 360 pure damage, sorry. Here Nature's Prophet has been caught out himself. Rubik has managed... Nature's Prophet managed to live through it though. Does massive damage with that Medallion of the Courage, and Chaos Knight came through and finished it off. But the EJ teleports in and picks it up. Pudge throws in a hook, but EJ, the Tinker, has picked up a 4-star to get away from these things. A big ultimate from Bane, more damage from... that was a little bit late, that anchor smash was a bit late, but it was a good kill. Chases, hopefully, with a Gush. Gush, no, I think Gush is out of the way, but Rocket will pick him up. Good triple kill there from EJ, managed to pick up the Nature's Prophet, the Pudge, and the Chaos Knight. That was a good fight there for the Dire team. Good opening for the... good... what was it? Good kill on the Rubik. When the Rubik snuck in. Oh, Lich has been completely caught out. Doesn't even want to run away. Throwing in a few attacks, just doing a little bit of damage. And then Suru, Klinks enjoys that food. Yummy, yummy Lich. Not much meat on his bones, but it's nice and cool for a searing hot arrow. Dragon Knight wandering around. Dragon Knight farm has been hurt poorly, unfortunately, from the Bane and the Tidehunter did a very good job at keeping that Dragon Knight down. He does not have much farm at all. At this point, when it's 20 minutes in, it is possibly a good idea just picking up 2 or 3 braces, getting a bit of health, getting a bit of damage. The stats increase from things like braces, null talismans, and wraith bands is very, very helpful if you're lacking in farm. Unfortunately, you don't get to build it into those bigger items, but the stat increase that they give you is much higher than the bigger for the money worth. So if you buy like 6 braces, which is the same cost as a about the same cost as a Reaver. So yeah, 6 braces as opposed to a Reaver will give you much more stats, much more health, much more damage. So for cost to stat ratio, early game items are better, but they don't build into the big game items and they use up your slots. But when you're not able to build up those big game items and when you have slots open like this, it is fine to get a bracer when you're lagging behind. The stats help so much. I have had games where I've been lagging behind, bought some braces or wraith bands, and then brought myself back into the game with the extra damage and health and spell and mana. Nature's Prophet teleports in, looking to pick up him. Needs to use his Medallion of Courage, that's what we're looking for. Stun, caught out completely. Breath of Fire, 1 more attack. They missed out by 1 attack. That was seriously unfortunate. Nature's Prophet could have could have not, unfortunately. Already used Wrath of Nature, but that would have been another option as well. 4-man push coming in from the Dire team. Tinker has quickly teleported away, looking to push bottom lane back a bit more. So 3-man push, no, they're backing off. Radiant has got picked up on what they're trying to achieve here, and Dire have picked up that the Radiant have picked up what they're trying to achieve here, and obviously could not choose the wine in front of you. For those of you who actually get that reference, I salute you. Good hook from the Tidehunter. Pudge picks up Tidehunter's Kraken Shell, getting him out of Pudge's ultimate, but goes down to a few other stuns, gets a Ravage in there, tries to kill the Pudge before he gets away. But unfortunately it was too much burst damage, he goes down. Looks to be getting a Refresher Orb straight away. It is possible to go Blink Dagger first. Getting your Ravage off at critical points is fantastic. So getting a Blink Dagger, being able to blink into the middle of a fight when things are happening, or opening up a fight with Ravage so that your allies have that 2 extra seconds to position all their spells, it's invaluable. Blink Dagger on Tidehunter is invaluable. Pings on the double damage rune. The Klinks, yes, the Klinks is coming along, looking to pick up the double damage rune and make the most of it. He has got a Demon Edge, so it looks like he'll be going either Critical Strike or Monkey King Bar. They don't have too much... the Radiant team does not have too much evasion, so... Chaos Knight is going to be shredded. Ultimate from Bane. Silenced Orchids, and then absolutely shredded by the double damage. But looks like Klinks is going to go down. He's completely caught out by 3 heroes. Also the Bane gets hooked out by the Pudge. That was a bit unfortunate, not fantastic teamwork there, but he does go down. At that point the Bane was trapped by the trees, by Sprout, and Pudge hooked him out of the Sprout. If Bane was on top of it, he could have slept Pudge and then ran away. But they did manage to capitalize on it. What Pudge could have done is waited a few more seconds. What's happening here? Pudge, just using it on some creeps. But yes, Pudge could have waited until the Sprout was almost over and then hooked him when Sprout ended. But that is alright, we're here to learn. It will be something to look back on. He will make the judgment of whether he did the right thing or not, and be able to learn from that. That is why we're here. Also, yes, check out our other videos on YouTube, and you'll be able to do that. You'll be able to see a few other questionable moves, possible mistakes that people have looked back on and learned from. That is why we're here. DotA is hard, everybody. If I haven't mentioned it enough, please check us out on Facebook. Please like the videos. Please check out the YouTube channels. You can subscribe to the YouTube channels. Also, if you want to join the DotA is hard chat channel in DotA, you can come along and be involved in these games yourself. Chicken King is seen here. Dragon Knight is seen. Stun on the Tinker and gets hooked away by the Pudge. That was a good save there. But unfortunately he does not get the Mega Creeps, or the Ancient Creeps, that's what they're called. Tinker will look to pick them up with the March of Machines, does a lot of damage to the Ancient Creeps if you didn't know. It is quite possible for the Tinker to jungle the Ancient Creeps. He can just walk in, throw a March of Machines on every now and then, and completely get a whole heap of gold that way. 3-man push top. Pings are going down on middle, they're looking to pick up the Chaos Knight. Casual 3-second stun from the Rubik, picks him up. Lots of damage, lots of nuke damage. Chaos Knight ultimates, then runs away, but takes a gush from the Tidehunter. Good little pickup of the Chaos Knight there. Dragon Knight has come in, hoping to get some much needed farm from these creep waves. Picks up a lot of good gold there. He now has a Black King bar under his belt. That will help him live through things much better, especially the Radiant team has a very magic damage dominant team, except for the Clinks, who does massive amounts of physical damage. But all this magic damage here can be completely negated by the Black King bar, and also Clinks' Orchid Malevolence and Searing Arrows, which is a lot of his damage, will also be negated by the Black King bar. So good choice from the Dragon Knight, good item pickup. Hopefully he can use it well and bring this game back into a bit more of an equal point. So, as you can see here, the XP grass has been... Oh, somebody has been... Oh, Tinker went to teleport in, or blinked in or something, tried to pick up the Dragon Knight, but his friends were there. They completely shut him down before he could kill off the Dragon Knight. Pudge looking to drag a few more people out of position. Then Chaos Knight is just looking to run in charge straight into their face. Picked up by the Rubik. The Chaos Knight, big ultimate from the Tidehunter. Chaos Knight picks off the Rubik. Chicken King taking a bit of damage, uses that Black King bar to sneak away. The Chaos Knight dies. The Pudge, big hook on the Bane, 4 staff to get through, picks up both the Bane and the Tidehunter. That is a team wipe for the Dire team. Radiant have officially just brought this game back into the balance. Scratched up a little bit, only 2,500 away, which is still not a very big advantage. The gold is a little bit more in the Dire's favour than the experience. That is from the massive farm from both the Tinker and the Clinks. But it's still not a massive advantage, so yes, the Radiant have done a very good job of pulling themselves back into this game. Especially with the unfortunate and questionable start that they had. Pudge looking for a few random hooks, just trying to pick somebody off. Doesn't find anything though. Nature's Prophet is doing some good farm. Looks to be going a Daedalus. Stacking it with the Medallion of Courage for massive physical damage. Nature's Prophet has a very high stat gain. Has a very high very high stat gain for all his stats. So it is possible to run him as a carrier for that reason. So that seems to be what they're doing here. It is questionable whether to run him as a carry, seeing as they already have the mid game of the Chaos Knight and the later game of the Dragon Knight. But because of their performance, because they haven't been able to get the farm so far, I guess it is okay to run the Nature's Prophet as a carry. But, as you can see, he just got completely nailed by the Clinks. When he teleported in to help out the Dragon Knight, Clinks just went, ooh, Nature's Prophet with no health items. Yummy, 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 yummy. Completely shredded into pieces. So that is something to watch out for. And especially if the Nature's Prophet uses the Medallion of Courage, it also reduces his armor by 7 as well as the target's. So, making him an even more delicious target. Definitely something to watch out for, definitely something to consider. Tinker has gone for high maneuverability, has gone for a Blink Dagger and a Force Staff, and now seems to be going for either a Shivas or a Sheepstick. But high maneuverability means he can jump around, keep the enemies guessing, can do that, if you saw that, he teleported to there and then shift queued the blink, so as soon as he teleports in, he blinks straight away, so it's as though he teleported to anywhere you want around the creep. It is a fantastic way if they have somebody such as Nature's Prophet, so if you're teleporting on top of the creep, Nature's Prophet can put down Sprout on top of that creep and you'll teleport into it, but it means that you can blink out of it straight away. Also good for stuns such as Lesharak or Lena. Lich gets hit by a rocket, probably thought, oh shit, someone can see me, and then Clinks just jumps out and goes, more Lich. I love that ice cold Lich in the morning. But yes, Clinks is very much enjoying versing the Lich this game. It's so much delicious food for the Clinks. We've got a 4-man group here, 3-man group. Clinks is running off to get a little bit more farm or to push this top lane. These three seem to be wandering around by themselves. They are looking for, doing support thing, going 3-man DotA, wandering around, looking to pick up kills, looking to catch people out of position, push any lanes that may need it, and then Tinker is jumping around, doing good counter pushing to the Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet's putting his ultimate in, keeping those lanes pushed up, but Tinker is teleporting to each different lane, putting down some March of the Machines, and pushing straight back. So, good counter pick for those two. Nature's Prophet was picked up to do some massive pushes. Tinker was counter picked to get that global in and to stop that massive amount of pushing. Right now, Clinks is looking a little bit out of position. Stun, yes, he's still in tower range, and they just shred him. Pudge just walks in, uses his ultimate, absolutely shreds the Clinks before he can try and get away. Tinker teleported in, putting in a little bit of rockets, annoying some people. A line has been drawn from the Radiant team. They seem to be coming down. Unsure what that line was for, but oh well, it's all good. Yes, so looking to push back what the this is what I'm talking about. The Nature's Prophet teleports in, puts his ultimate up, teleports in, throws down some Treants, pushes the lane, and then Rubik is able to counter push with his Fade Bolt, completely nulling any damage that the Treants do. Take him down to, what's that, 6 damage Treant, almost nothing. Counter push from the Dragon Knight with his splash damage attacks. He's getting much more farm now, which is good to see. He's got a Helm of the Dominator. Sorry, he's on the other team, my bad. I'm still new to this casting, can you tell? But yes, ooh, refresher on the Tide Hunter. So that will be that will mean some massive team fights. He'll be able to walk in, use his ultimate, refresh, use his ultimate again. I don't think he has enough mana for it at the moment, though. So what's that? 325. So that's 650 together, and then that's 1025 mana altogether to use his ultimate, refresher orb, and ultimate. So he does not have enough mana for that at the moment. That is a massive consideration when you're getting refresher orb on people, especially heroes with massive ultimates with massive mana costs, is you want to be able to use it. So that is a bit of an unfortunate miscalculation from the Tide Hunter. We'll probably go and in one of the team fights we might watch him use Ravage, use the refresher orb, and then go to Ravage again and will not have the mana for it. That was a good blink by the Tinker. Saw the Pudge going to hook, baited the hook out of him with a blink away. Dragon Knight walking in, looking for a stun, takes a lot of burst damage, stuns the Tide Hunter, that was a hook from the Pudge trying to pull the Dragon Knight away, and then Tinker force pushed the Dragon Knight away from the hook. So that was a very good move by the Tinker, ensured the kill. And then we have a tiny little Rubik dragon. Isn't it adorable? Look at it. Yeah, so Rubik stole the Dragon Knight's ultimate, and now he's being a tiny little dragon. Look at him, he's adorable. He's like a dragonling thing. I want a courier that looks like that. Top lane, Pudge. Sur, the Clinks is still trying to push down this tower. Pudge teleporting top, or walking top, stopping the Clinks from taking the tower again, and completely threatening to kill him. That freaked me out, just watching a Dragon Knight place a ward. That Rubik. It works too for Lycan's ultimate. If you've ever seen a tiny little wolf running around, that's a Rubik who has stolen Lycan's ultimate. It looks hilarious. And yeah, completely catches you off guard sometimes. We got Aghanims going. The Bane is going for an Aghanims, increasing that hold time and the damage from the Fiend script. We'll be able to hold somebody such as Dragon Knight, Chaos Knight in place for much longer, ensure that his team does much more damage, and gives him good tankiness. Unfortunate. That was a good hook there from the Pudge. They were looking to catch the Pudge unawares. Pudge was not caught unawares. Managed to pick up the Bane. Tinker teleports in to give some support, but Pudge manages to sneak away, but fight's still going. Big pings coming down from the Rubik. Ultimate from the Tidehunter. And they've picked up Pudge and ended his Wicked 6 streak. Dragon Knight sneaks in, as well as the Chaos Knight coming in, and the Lich completely shreds the Rubik to pieces. So much burst damage, all those crits, those illusions, that fire, completely shredded the Rubik. The Tinker's coming in, looking for a couple of pokings from missiles. We'll put down a March of the Machines, hopefully trying to disencourage the Radiant from pushing here. The Lich was taking a lot of damage from the March there. Teleports in, and yes, the Lich takes a rocket to the face and gets shot down by the Tinker. Good defense there from the Tinker. They had three heroes, two of them very solid pushing heroes. Chaos Knight has a Reaver, so is getting very tanky, very dangerous. Seems Dragon Knight is going for either Heaven's Halberd or a Sanjin Yasha, both good choices on the Dragon Knight. The slow that those items, the chance slow that those items give, combined with the level 16 ultimate from the Dragon Knight, is very potent. Being able, you can stop somebody moving basically. I think you can slow their movement speed. It doesn't give you a number, but I think it slows it to about 60%. Slows you about 60% of your original movement speed. So it is a lot of slow. And then you've got your stun. If somebody threatens to get away, you can easily stun them, continue pounding them, and then throw a Breath of Fire straight on their head just for a bit more damage. Just to be sure. Breath of Fire has been stolen by the Rubik. He can do some massive pushing if he wants. He can put down a Fade Bolt and then follow it up with a Breath of Fire. Big hook. What happened? Pudge hooked the unit that Tinker was teleporting to. I think that's what happened there. So that was interesting. Hooked the unit. I think it cancelled the Tinker's ultimate. But Bane has been caught out of position, used as that Nightmare. He couldn't, I don't know if he could see the Nature's Prophet or not. If he was able to see the Nature's Prophet, he could have Nightmared the Nature's Prophet. But Dragon Knight goes down to massive damage. There's 4 heroes there. Lich taking a lot of burst. Rubik looking to Fade Bolt, has Rot. Lich has thrown an ultimate in. Tinker runs far away. Big ultimate from the Tidehunter. Used his Refresher Orb. Went to use his ultimate again, but does not have the mana for it. That's what I was talking about before. It sort of threw a bit of a spanner in the works for the Dire team. They were hoping for that second Tidehunter ultimate. Clinks running away. Nope. Nature's Prophet. No. Clinks gets hooked away by the Pudge, but sneaks off with a Shadow Walk. Tidehunter taking massive crit damage. Force Staffed. Pudge Force Staffed. Chaos Knight into the Tidehunter, giving him a good kill. Now, Nature's Prophet teleporting in, finds the Rubik, does really, really, really big crits. Ouch. Tinker being pulled out, Tinker being reality rifted out, but four staffs away. Pings are happening here, so I'm unsure if they were trying to find a hero or if they're going to be going for Roshan. Seems as though, no, they have a regen rune here, which... yeah, that's alright. One option that they could have done is Pudge could have given the bottle to the Chaos Knight, and then Chaos Knight could have picked up the regen rune, used the regen rune, and then given the full bottle back to Pudge, sort of balancing out the mana regen. Looks like both teams have bought themselves a little bit of farming time. The Rubik and the Tidehunter are just coming back alive now. The Tinker was looking for the Furion teleports. Unfortunately, Tinker four-staffed into just the wrong spot, otherwise he would have got that kill. Used the dust for it, but that is alright. Made Furion go back to base. And he will be looking to push somewhere else. Tinker doing Marching Machines push as he does, blinks away to safety, and then teleports back to base. Good strategy here from the Tinker. All aspiring Tinker players can learn something here. Dragon Knight getting caught completely out. It is possible that he could have used his Black King bar then. I am unsure if it was on cooldown or not, but he could have used his Black King bar to help run away. It would have cancelled the silence. He could have used his ultimate, and he could have snuck away. Completely would have shut down the gush from the Tidehunter as well, which was slowing him. Riddick here being caught out by the Nature's Prophet. Big crits. Again, at that point I know that Bane could have seen the Nature's Prophet, so instead of sleeping himself, he could have slapped the Nature's Prophet, giving the Tinker a better opening. Bit of an unfortunate four-staff there. Pudge went to hook the Nature's Prophet, but accidentally hit the Chaos Knight instead. And the Tinker sneaks away with a teleport. Nature's Prophet's going to continue doing a little bit of farm, and Lynx is going to try and pick up the Roshan. He also has a Black King bar. He's sick of people dusting him, and he's sick of being hooked and damaged by Pudge. Picked up a Black King bar, gives him a lot more tankiness, gives him magic immunity. He'll be much more difficult to kill now. Especially with the Aegis. As we see, he proudly proclaims his immortality. Okay. Also, I noticed that the Nature's Prophet has picked up a Maelstrom, looking to do much more push. He can shred creep waves now. He can shred heroes. He can shred team fights. So he has gone full carry Nature's Prophet. Chaos Knight has finished his Heart of Taras, making him insanely tanky. He can just walk around with his armlet on now, as you can see. His life is twitching about a bit, but it is not going down. He can just walk around with armlet, giving him so much more damage. Look at that damage, look at his health. That is a hard Chaos Knight to stop. Okay. Looks like after a little bit of farm, they might be grouping up to do a push mid. The Nature's Prophet's defending a few towers. Used his ultimate, trying to use his ultimate to good effect to try and keep the creep waves pushed up and put a lot of pressure on the Dire team. Pings are happening here. I think the Dire team have seen these two heroes. They're looking to sneak in. The Clinks knows exactly what's going on. The Dragon Knight gets caught completely out. Good hook by the Pudge. Ultimate comes in from the Lich. Lich dies instantly afterwards. The Tinker goes down. The Rubik sneaks away on very little life. The Tidehunter puts in a massive ultimate, taking a lot of damage. Oh, takes huge crits from the Chaos Knight. The Pudge comes in. The Clinks has been... Clinks died, got caught out, came back from the Aegis, and then invises straight out of it. But what happened there? No one had... I don't think anyone had detection. It seems that Clinks probably popped out and tried to kill one of us. Pudge picks up the kill on Bane, probably a good hook. I missed that as well, trying to figure out how the Clinks died. But I think the Clinks probably popped out, tried to kill one of them, and then the combined DPS of all three would have brought Clinks down before he could kill one of them off. But now they have the Radiant team have free pushing potential here. They got 4 down from the Dire team. They can do a solid push straight up here. At this point, Chaos Knight may want to turn off his armlet, but it looks like he's regenerating just enough. They need to get some push in. The Dragon Knight has backed off, and the Lich has just come back from the dead. But they need to push something. I want to see something die. Kill a tower, kill the barracks. Furion is taking down this tower. Fortification has happened. Tinker is teleporting in, trying to pick up a few kills. Rearm, level 2 rearm. Nature's Prophet sneaks away. Unfortunately, the Tinker runs out of mana and isn't able to finish the job on Nature's Prophet. So he will continue to push this tower and now gets a bit of help from the Dragon Knight. So that tower goes down, but all the base towers and the barracks remain alive for now. Alright, this is interesting. I'm loving this game. I'm gonna have a quick look at the graphs. Whoa! Look at that! Radiant have brought this back into their favour. That is a massive spike. Looking at the gold graph, same. Gold graph hasn't been too much in either team's favour this whole game. The most it's gone is 5,000, which is not that much on the scale of things. It is an advantage, but it is not much of an advantage. So the gold graph has remained fairly even. The XP graph has fluctuated a little bit more, but that spike in the XP graph and that spike in the gold graph shows that the Dire have recaptured this a bit. Now that it is going into the late game, because the Radiant have these 3 carries, the Nature's Prophet, the Dragon Knight, and the Chaos Knight, having the farm on those heroes, they grow a lot better with farm. Yeah, being able to get that farm is increasing their effectiveness. All on the Dire team, they have a combination of Tinker and Clinks for their farm-dependent heroes, and they've had farm for a long game, but for a lot of the time, but they start to drop off towards the end game, unfortunately. So it is sneaking into the Radiant's favour, and it will continue to be interesting, hopefully. Good warding from either side. Good wards popping around everywhere, keeping lots of vision, lots of map control. Lots of defensive wards from the Dire. The Radiant have been starting to poke further and further into their territory, so lots of defensive wards from the Dire. And neutral wards from the Radiant. It is possible that the Radiant could try and get a few more wards up around in the all up in the Radiant's face, all up in the Dire's face, and then they'd be able to get a few sneaky kills on them. Dragon Knight now has his Sanjin Yasha, increasing the amount that he slows by. Unfortunately, Dragon Knight doesn't have too much damage, but now he could be looking to get a crit stick, a Daedalus. Ooh, that was a good hook from Pudge, but an even better 4-star from the Tinker. But yes, Dragon Knight can now be looking to get a little bit of damage. He's got some good tankiness, some good items up. He needs a big item. He needs Maelstrom. He needs a Daedalus. Gets absolutely snatched by the by Bane's ultimate. Goes through the Black King bar and holds him there for a full 7 seconds while all 5 heroes sort of poke at him. But he does go down eventually. And Rubik steals his ultimate again and looks like an adorable little dragon. He can use that slow to very good effect though. Tidehunter got pulled out of the way, but walks straight in, does a massive ultimate. Again, goes to use his Refresher Orb. Doesn't have the mana for Ravage. Fix this Tidehunter. You've got 2,800. Go buy a goddamn Mystic Staff. When you're thinking of getting Refresher Orb, make sure you do the maths, make sure you can use Refresher Orb for what you want. Right now, this has just been a very, very expensive Perseverance in the Tidehunter's inventory. Yeah, so critical point, when you buy a Refresher Orb, make sure you can use it, make sure you have the mana to use it. It costs a lot of mana to use. Alright, Clink seems almost maxed out. He's got full experience and he's got full item slots. He can get his Daedalus and he can probably save that spot for, I don't know, a Divine Rapier. Why not? Chaos Knight saying it was terrible on his part. That was in the last fight. Apparently completely forgot to click his Black King bar. Good pickup, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to call you an idiot. But yes, no, that is alright. At least he realised his mistake and he'll know it for next time. Clinks is wandering around. Pudge is using his illusion to try and scout out Roshan. Roshan's not back yet, but Clinks, god damn, Clinks does some serious damage. Clinks is attacking so fast that his second arrow, so that when he kills somebody, his actually throws in an extra arrow. That is how fast Clinks is attacking. Yes, I was just thinking of something. Awkward Malevolence is bought on the Nature's Prophet, going a little bit more support, but still massive damage, increases his attack speed. Watch him, he's basically a Clinks himself. Look at how fast he's attacking. Absolutely dominates the creep wave, and he's able to push all over the map now. People are getting some serious items, people are looking to do some serious pushing. Carries on both teams have some massive items under their belt. The non-carries on each team have some massive items under their belt. Except for the Lich. It seems that the Lich is learning items, so it seems. So he has a Shiva's Guard recipe. Point on this, don't buy recipes if you don't have the items to make them up. So he seems to be learning. So this Shiva's Guard recipe here requires a Mystic Staff, which is 2,700, and Plate Mail, which is 1,400. So it's a very expensive item. Getting the 600 gold recipe doesn't do anything for you unless you have those other items. Here, the headdress and the buckler does go into the mechanism. If you look at the shop, is probably, if I can bring it up, nope, doesn't work like that. Mechanism. So you can shift left click and it shows you the items that goes into them. So you can then click on these. This is how the shop works. Fantastic way. So he can finish off if so he's got the items now that if he bought a Ring of Regen, his mechanism would completely finish itself. He has the headdress, he has the Iron Branch, he has the buckler, and he has the mechanism recipe. So if he bought this Ring of Regen that goes into the item, would completely finish his mechanism and make him much more effective in fights. And then he can start building his Shiva's Guard. Towers goes down to push. That is a good hook from the Pudge. Rubik teleported in. Pudge just hooked straight on top of where the Rubik was teleporting in. The Bane is pulled out of position by the Chaos Knight, absolutely shredded by... Ooh, same thing happens to the Tidehunter. Half his life goes. Tinker being caught out, but now the Chaos Knight should turn all his illusions... Nope, takes out the Tidehunter, that is fine, but could have also turned all his illusions straight onto the tower. Use them for the last little bit. He possibly could have taken down the tower with those illusions instead of taking down the Tidehunter. But the tower goes down to this 4-man push at the moment, so that is fine. Dragon Knight is top, doing solo push top. Doing a split push. Clinks is looking, he wants to kill somebody, but he knows that if he shows his face, he's going to get nuked down. Pudge tried to hook, misses the hook, so decides to force Staff in and kill the Tinker himself anyway. So there's, Clinks takes shitloads of damage. There's a gem there. Somebody had, probably the Tinker had the gem, I think. Chaos Knight, pulling people out of position, shredding some people. Pudge walks in, starts hitting some people as well. Chaos Knight doing lots of damage. No, the Clinks doing lots of damage, almost killing Chaos Knight. Again, Chaos Knight could turn off his armlet, get the full 2% health restored from the Heart of Tarask, gaining some health back very, very quickly. Pudge being nuked down, but does manage to commit suicide using his rod, which is quite impressive this late in the game when everybody is doing like 200 damage a hit. Lucky little pickup there. Nature's Prophet jumps in, just shreds people, crits people, desolates people, Molyneux's people, just absolutely shreds them to pieces. Also has the gem, so there's no chance of anybody getting away from him. There you can see massive damage to the Tidehunter. Tidehunter puts his ultimate in, just trying to slow them down a little bit, sort of last pitch. But this has been a good game. Good fun game from everyone. It was interesting. The team composition, as I commented, was a little bit interesting either way. 3 carries from the Radiant team, but they were able to drag it into the late game to give those carries the farm that they needed to become effective. The one mid-game carry from the DotA team sort of fell away towards the end. They absolutely shredded early on until the Radiant team pulled it back into their favour. Good hook and even better force bar from the from the Tinker and Pudge again. Watching these two go at it is very entertaining just in itself. I could just watch a game with these two. Very good game, very entertaining, good fun. Check us out. DotA is Hard is the name of our group. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on YouTube. Good game, everyone. Yeah, Projects with DotA is Hard is the YouTube channel. And check us out. I'll put a few links up on the game here. Enjoy yourselves. Play DotA. Get better. If you're in Australia, come check us out. Come play with us, and you too can get on YouTube. Enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you